You went live?
Yeah, where's is music rolling?
No, there's no music. Oh, play music. Myles intro.
Play my music. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Play my music. Yeah. I don't want to be in the shot. Fuck that. I don't want to be in the shot. Looking for you, Mike.
People can still hear you if you don't put the.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm vindicated.
Okay.
I hate being right.
Yeah, no, you should love being right.
I love being right, but how you hate to be right. So you love it at the same time. Vindication.
Oh, they can see now? They can see it.
They can hit and here. Let's turn the volume up. Well, you can mute us right now.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right.
What are you gonna write on? Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. I thought you had like a notebook, and I was like, wait, where'd it go?
All right, we live.
All right.
Welcome to the Play Myself show. My name is Myles.
And I'm Mo Wells. How y'all doing?
What's good, Mo? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Chilling. How's your week been?
Yo, I hate muscle heads.
What do you mean? Killing music?
So,
yeah. Go ahead.
there we go. Yo, so I started going to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot how muscleheads talk.
What you mean?
Like, I don't know. Like, have you ever been to the gym when like you're pumping iron or whatever, and then all of a sudden you just hear people talking about what they had for breakfast? Like they're like, oh, you know, I usually have a piece of chicken for breakfast, or I have eggs, and then I have my protein shake, and then I have this and I have that, and they're like comparing what they're eating. And I mean, it drives me crazy because a lot of times they're like, oh, you're not doing it right. They think they're slick sometimes too, because they be trying to check the girls out, and then they act like when they be looking in the mirror, right, and they're looking at a girl through the mirror. Like, yo, they can see you through that shit. Like,
I feel like you just do your best though. Like I feel like if you good at something, you just fucking that's what you focus on. So like that's what it is. Like that's you in the arena at that point.
oh yeah, definitely. But
So-
like, it's just funny how like as you get like in my opinion, how
Hold on. Yeah. Mike,
How-
you don't gotta do that. Yeah. Hold on. Don't don't worry about it. Put some headphones on or something, big dog. Yeah, so yeah, you in the arena. It's like if somebody comes in the kitchen and you're gonna ask them, hey, you don't use sea salt? It's like the same shit, nah?
I mean, yeah, but even so, like, I just think it's funny how that works. And how, like, as I get older, like, I'm like, yo, was I one of those people that would, like...
That's the ego, though. Everybody's one of those people.
I don't think I was. I wasn't an ego person. Like, I could care less.
Everyone is an ego person.
Nah, that's a
In
lie.
in some shape or form, your ego takes a hold of you. Even if it's, like, the biggest, the worst, you know, whatever thing is present. So whenever you have like extreme confidence, and the ego doesn't have to be a bad thing. So whenever you have extreme confidence in something, even if it's an assumption that it's the ego, it's still that.
I don't think so, because like even like something that I pride myself in, like something like basketball, right?
Right.
Or pickleball or whatever I play, right?
Yeah, I forgot you play pickleball.
I do.
Yeah.
Mad fun. But anyways, yeah, so even something like that, like I always knew that there was somebody better. You know, and so I never really had that big of an ego.
But you feed on the weak though.
No.
So that's like when every time I see you at work, you're like, I'll beat you in basketball. Like, and you know you could beat me already, but like you just make it apparent. And even if you could be joking, it's like, but if I was like, yeah, hi, and I had like almost the same reputation, it would be a let's play. Yeah, like we play good, or get a good game together.
So there's a couple of reasons why I do that in the office.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the reason why is because, like, you always would come at me, and I knew that you were joking around, but you would always come at me like, yo, you ain't that good at basketball. You ain't that good, you know. And so then I just started to pick on you. I'm like, all right, well, every time you come in, I'm gonna challenge him to a game of basketball. Like I challenged Sergeant Major Quivy. Big shout out to you, Sergeant Major. But I challenged him and my Sergeant Provost to a game 2-on-1. Now that's confidence. That has nothing to do with
ego.
That has nothing to do with ego.
You're wild. So
Nah.
It has everything to do with ego.
No, because at the end of the day, like I feel like I have enough experience that I can probably at least come close to beating them. You know, I never thought that I could actually beat them in a 2-on-1 situation. But
What
me,
would give you the gall to say that? If you
because
didn't
I
think
knew
that?
they weren't going to do it, because it like Sergeant Major Quivy doesn't step out of his comfort zone when it comes to stuff like that.
Ooh.
Like he's not gonna play me in a game of basketball because he's like, yo, like
You gonna beat me.
like Nah, he just doesn't play it. So he's like, nah, you know what?
Right,
We could do some like P90X or something. I'll just smoke you. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you.
But like it was all in good fun. So it was never like an ego thing. But with you,
But that is an ego thing.
It's not though, because it was all fun. Like we were joking around. I knew they weren't gonna play
That's
me.
where the ego hides in the joke.
No,
But
no.
yes, so that's like saying if I said yes to play you, you would say I was just joking. No, you gonna play and you gonna go hard.
But I
and you
know
gonna
that
try to
you're.
lay me on
But
zero.
I know that you're not gonna play me in basketball.
What do you mean? But what if I said yes? It's not against
You're
the rules
not-
for me to play you.
You're not gonna. Yeah, it is.
Let me go grab a napkin, bro. Like, yo, you're bugging. That is not against the rules for me
Hey,
to
Mo,
play.
is it true that you used to try to beat people up on the basketball court? I got a comment here from Justin Love Smith says that you used to try to beat him up on the basketball court.
Yo, Justin Love. Yo, all right. Big shout out to Justin Love, man. Yo, he's a great basketball player. But the thing is I didn't try to beat him up on the basketball court because me and him were competitive.
Right.
And so he played a completely different type of game than I did.
Mm-hmm.
So if I ever stepped out, because he's such a good defensive player,
Mm-hmm.
so if I ever tried to beat him off the dribble, it was really hard for me to beat him off the dribble out in the perimeter. But he also knew that I was I was tough inside.
Right.
So like he wouldn't venture to the inside of the game, just like I wouldn't venture to the outside of the game. And that's just how I felt about me and his relationship on court.
So then you resorted to violence?
No, I didn't resort to violence. I didn't
so
try
now-
to.
so he
I didn't
jokes-
try.
so
No,
he's
I didn't
joking-
try to beat him up on court.
You never had
Come on.
you never had a fight on a basketball court?
I've had an argument on the basketball court, but I've never actually had a physical fight. I've had people say that they want to meet me in a parking lot, but they never did.
I don't believe that shit.
They didn't.
No?
No.
Oh, you was waiting though?
No. Because at the end of the game, like we would just hash it out. Like
Okay.
yo, like it was never anything serious.
Yeah, that's the game though. And you could tell like that's like the true love of the game sometimes. People go hard and they fight. You know.
Well, people used to get mad at me playing in an adult league because I would come off the bench.
Right.
And that was my choice to come off the bench. But that's where I started to talk shit to people.
Right, right.
And like I was never like directly talking shit to them. I was saying it just enough where somebody would get upset.
That's what I'm saying. So that's
what I would
ego.
do. No, listen though, it's not even an ego. It's just to psych them out of their game. And it always worked. Like you've got great players like the Gary Paytons, the Dennis Rodmans. You know, you've got players like Reggie Miller.
Right.
He knew he wasn't the best defensive player, but he would sit and talk shit to you to get you out of your game.
Yeah.
And that's a lost art. You've got your Kenyon Martins, your Kevin Garnett's that you just don't see in the game today.
Who was the best at that, you think?
The best shit talker?
Yeah, it's like you're out your game.
Larry Legend.
I would say Jordan.
Nah, Larry Legend was probably the best.
Who Larry Legend?
Larry Bird.
Oh, fuck. I'll call him
Yeah.
Larry Legend.
No, yeah, Larry Legend.
Yeah,
He's
you got
Larry Bird.
You got a nickname for that man?
Yeah.
People are saying
Larry
some
Bird.
guy named Roman,
Roman?
a
Roman.
good shit talker.
Yeah.
Who's
Rodman probably you talking about.
Oh, Rodman?
Yeah.
Rodman.
Rodman, okay.
Yeah,
Rodman was he was a good shit talker, but for the most part, he was just he was just physical.
Yeah, and he would like touch you uncomfortably, like he just make you feel uncomfortable. I would say Jordan. I would say like that's just like a part of being great, right? Like when you got that aspect of your game. I like Reggie Miller shit too, but I would say it's between Jordan and Kobe to me.
But I just watched it wasn't like a 30 for 30, but it was just a documentary on another shit talker that a lot of people don't really know a lot about, and that was Tim Duncan.
What?
Tim Duncan talked shit.
I can't see that.
Yeah, nobody can because he's so quiet.
Oh.
But Tim Duncan, he would do it in such a way. He would do it kind of like how I do it, right? He would do it like really indirectly.
I don't got no ego.
No, he doesn't have an ego, but like
What?
he doesn't. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
look, I think whenever to get to a certain point in life where it's like, you above the rest, your ego has a lot to do with it. And I think you're looking at the ego like a bad thing. That's like when somebody says consequence, right? A consequence is not always a bad thing.
Okay.
So the ego exists in everyone. That's like a human trait. Everybody has an ego. But now, depending on how you use your ego, that's where you find your place with it.
Okay. I
But
can see that.
We all have an ego.
Hey, they're asking, did Jordan ever talk shit?
Yes.
Yes.
Jordan talked the most shit.
Yo, Jordan
Yeah,
talked a
so
lot
much
of shit.
That's whoever's asking that is a troll. Like, listen, did Jordan talk shit the most out of everyone? And it would be
No.
so.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yo, Jordan was not only, and Jordan was very petty.
I think that Gary Payton
Nah.
talked the most shit out of any player ever. Now the best shit talker was Larry Bird, but as far as like somebody who just gets on the court, like that was like his job. That was it. Like,
No.
like Gary Payton would come on the court and he would not stop talking. He would be talking shit to you on the bench. He'd be talking shit to you while he's in the locker room. You know, if they had
Jordan talk
phones,
shit, then he'll hit you.
well, yeah, his teammates.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's
but-
ultimate, fuckery right there.
So
he would bring fear to you.
So we
Like,
we
don't
obviously have people that are
don't
that are
mess,
interested
motherfucker.
in this topic.
Mhm.
Please, if you think Jordan was the best shit talker, please just
press 1.
press 1. And if you think
Larry
Larry Bird was better,
Press
then
2.
press 2.
And we'll see where we get from there
Yeah.
because Jordan was definitely the biggest shit talker. So
Well, they're asking, what about if you want to vote for anybody else?
just write the name.
Yeah, write the
Right,
name.
yeah, write the
I mean,
name.
Gary Payton was good too. There's a lot of great shit talkers.
Yeah, there's a lot of great
in,
shit
in
talkers
the game.
in the game. Yeah,
There-
because I would say
people like
Kobe.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah,
Kevin
don't worry,
Garnett was really good.
Kevin Garnett was good, but then this is a write who you want as a good shit talker, but I'm telling you, the way Jordan did it, it was so insane. Like people didn't respect Larry. They respected Larry Bird, but they didn't respect Gary Payton like they did Jordan.
So the thing about Jordan, right? And this is where I think you get it confused.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan did talk shit, absolutely. But if you were smart, you didn't talk shit back to him.
Right? Yeah.
All right?
Shit, yeah.
And so, like, if you didn't talk shit back to him, eventually he's going to forget about you.
I don't think.
But
so, bro.
no, he will, because he didn't go out there just to talk shit to you. Gary Payton had a chip on his shoulder. He's still talking shit right now.
So is Jordan.
Nah, not really. Not like Gary Payton, bro.
What?
Gary Payton's a better shit talker than Jordan.
Bro, Jordan just played some civilians, and he was like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, because he has a big ego.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
he's the biggest shit talker ever.
Yeah, he's got a big ego.
Well, I mean, in basketball, I would say. I think in other sports, there's
What
other
about
shit
Matt
talkers.
Barnes?
Nah.
Matt Barnes was
Yeah.
he
I
was a
wouldn't-
good shit talker too.
Yeah,
but I think Matt Barnes was kind of a dirty player
He's
too.
a dog. Yeah.
He's kind of a
Bad
dirty
Barnes
player.
was a dirty player, and he was one of those people like Patrick Beverly, like you put in the game.
Oh my god.
And like they have a purpose, but it wasn't like the team needed them. You know what I mean? And there's certain players like that.
But
It's
the
like
team- but the team
Dale
does-
Davis was like that on the Pacers.
No, Dale Davis was I can't agree that he was a big shit talker.
No, I'm not saying sugar, but he was not essential, but he was almost like my man that plays for the Golden State Green. Draymond.
Yeah.
Like
He's an enforcer.
You need him.
Yeah, he's
but
an
you don't-
enforcer.
Yeah, but you don't need him.
But that's like Robert Parrish when he played for the Celtics. He was an enforcer. You know,
yeah.
you wouldn't believe it, bro, but like that's why they called him the Chief, because he would go out there and fuck people up.
Yeah,
like,
but didn't I send you a quote yesterday? I sent you a quote yesterday saying Jordan said Patrick Ewing is such a good player, even though he lost all the time. He was always a good sport. And he said that shit yesterday, bro. He said that shit yesterday. So, hey, for you to tell me that shit is like, that's crazy. He said
Yeah,
that shit
but
yesterday.
every like somebody like Tim like yeah. All right, no, I'm not even gonna say anything because I'm not gonna bring it back to Tim Duncan. But
Well,
Yeah.
hey, Claude Rocher says every team needs a dog.
Yeah, every team needs a dog. That's what I'm saying. And I could appreciate that. I think that's
of course, yeah, every team needs a dog, especially nowadays.
And basketball especially. But I also feel like you have certain players that they get better, but they kind of galvanize the team. You know what I mean? And that's almost like how Dennis Rodman was. Like Dennis Rodman was the person that you knew he was gonna be at practice no matter what he did last night, and you know he was gonna be running fast and everyone.
No, that's actually false.
Okay.
Dennis Rodman, you knew that Dennis Rodman would show up to the game. That was what it was.
He's never gonna show up to practice.
No, he missed practices all the time.
I don't know, man. We have
Yo,
fact check
no,
on that one.
go. If you ever watched what was that Jordan? The Last Dance.
Yeah.
They touched on that.
No,
right?
they touched on them giving him a break, but as far as missing practice, I think
No,
that
he
man was
missed
good.
he missed practice.
I don't know.
And those guys went out to Vegas with him and babysat him. Steve Kerr.
What?
Yeah.
No, bro,
That's
you
definitely
definitely
true.
remembering your own story.
No.
They
what-
gave him a couple days off, and he said, "Yo, I just need to go to Vegas to get this out, and then I'll be back for the game."
Yeah, but you don't remember Steve Kerr and them having to go out with him?
No.
That actually happened, bro. Like they had to go out with him, and they basically had to babysit him for a night,
Mm-hmm.
and then when they came back to the hotel, those guys had practice that babysat him, and Dennis Rodman was off the next day.
I don't know about
You
that.
got a lot of people agreeing with you.
I
on
might have
Yeah.
to. Well, a lot of people. I just have to watch that again. You have to give me an episode on that because I don't think that. That was the case.
That actually happened, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
They had to go out. They had to watch him because I remember Steve Kerr specifically talking about this, and he said he said that Phil Jackson pulled them aside and said, "Hey, make sure he doesn't get in any trouble."
Oh, so he had him he's watching.
He had him watching not even undercover. Like they were there, they were hanging out, but
together.
yeah, they were all hanging out. But then when they came back to the hotel at 5 a.m, they had to be up at 7 or
Jordan
8.
was like, "Where was you, Steve?"
Nah, Jordan was asleep.
Didn't Jordan punch Steve Kerr in the face? one
Yes,
time?
he did.
What's the wildest Jordan story you ever heard?
I think that could be it as far as the craziest thing he ever did.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember Jordan just used to pick on people,
Yeah.
and that was just what he what he did. And I remember he couldn't pick on Horace Grant
Oh yeah.
because
yeah.
Horace Grant wouldn't let him
funny.
do that shit.
He picked on his ass, but he spoke up for himself, but his ass still got picked on. Jordan
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, Horace was getting ready to fight him on a plane.
Yeah. I remember the illest Jordan story I heard
The-
is
the team-
you remember that? Hold on, Mike. Don't cut. Just say it.
The team fined Rodman
Right.
more than 32 times for missing a practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
you
it's-
guys might
and
be
you're
right.
It's on Last Dance.
So
Thanks, Mike.
with Jordan, I think the biggest shit with him was, I mean, this might be a mythical story, but that flu game.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that it was a food poisoning the night before he ordered pizza, and I think it wasn't an away game, and he still killed and everything. But it was
Yeah.
I heard it was he ordered a pizza, and when they went to bring it to him, it was some shit in there because somebody had a big bet on the game.
Yes. Somebody. It was the playoffs,
Yeah.
and they didn't want the Bulls to win,
Nobody did.
and so they poisoned him.
Yeah.
They said we gotta stop him.
Anyway, right.
Let's figure this out.
What's the most disrespectful thing you've seen in sports?
The most most disrespectful
thing.
Well,
like when I was giving you an example. Like I don't know if it was a To when he went in the middle of the cow. It wasn't To. It might have been some child was saying he went in the middle of the star and he bowed and some shit.
mm-hmm.
That's just pretty disrespectful. And then remember in basketball they used to take out the broom and the whole team used to grab the broom and sweep.
Oh yeah.
You can't do shit like that.
Well, I mean, so I would say the most disrespectful thing that ever happened in basketball, or not basketball, in sports, period, was the time when I forget what the guy's name was. Mayorga, boxing.
Yeah.
He was fighting against Sugar Shane Mosley, and he was smoking a cigarette in front of Sugar Shane. That's the first thing, and it was disrespectful. But that wasn't it. It was that Sugar Shane's wife bent over, and Mayorga grabbed her ass.
Oh shit!
Like during the press conference.
Word?
During the press conference. And let me tell you, yo, Sugar Shane Mosley beat the fucking bricks off of
That's crazy.
He beat, but no, go ahead.
I was gonna say like in UFC, remember when Conor McGregor fought the Russian kid, Murmagomedov, whatever his name is. Then he spit on him.
Oh man,
he knocked him out, so he spit on him and shit. Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yo, I've been getting into watching a lot of boxing lately, and not like current boxing, just like all the old knockouts and shit.
Yeah.
And like we always talk about like we always talk about like Mike Tyson, how he used to scare people,
intimidate the fuck out of people. Yeah.
But like
nobody.
I think the one thing that we always forget to talk about is when you're too old to box anymore, but it's like holding on to a receding hairline. You know, like my hairline starts at the back of my neck. I don't have one. All right. So like with boxing, you know when you're getting old.
You don't have.
I don't have no. I don't have no hair. I don't have no hairline, folks. I have to shave my shit. But in boxing, sometimes people get too old to box anymore, and it's like watching that young boxer have to kind of put you out of your misery.
Yeah.
In some cases,
it's rite of passage.
Yeah, and like I know that George Foreman was still fighting at like almost, what was he, like almost 50?
Knocking motherfuckers out though.
But if you actually watch his fights from when he got older, bro, he looked like a fucking big ass toddler in the ring. Like
George Foreman was a dog.
Yeah, but like he didn't block nothing. He no head movement, nothing, bro. Like if you came at him, like he was like swatting it away, like it was like you were a fly. Yeah, he still hit hard.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, but
I think he's probably to this day probably one of the hardest hitters.
Nah, Butterbean.
Butterbean hit harder than George Foreman?
I think Butterbean might hit harder. No, I take that back. Yeah. George Foreman hit hard, bro. I can't knock him. Yeah. Butterbean hits hard too, but George Foreman, especially in his prime, oh my god.
Nah, yeah, he was a classic. Yo, so let's switch topics real quick.
What about Muhammad Ali?
No, Muhammad Ali don't hit
he wasn't a hard hitter.
Yeah, he wasn't a hard hitter.
But the hardest hitter obviously was Mike Tyson.
I don't know, man. I think George Foreman hit hard. I think Mike Tyson, the way he just come at you with his size and everything, it's just like a crazy person coming at you, and then it's like by the time you brace yourself, you pop.
Yo, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so Mike Tyson was like, and so
he was so fast too.
Fast in the motherfucker, yeah. So that was his shit.
Hold
on. Go ahead.
His Stoner Boy Rob says, don't knock. He says, don't knock Foreman. He just started using a different defensive technique.
Okay.
Yeah, he started using a different defensive technique that made him look like a fucking toddler.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if it worked for him, it worked for him. But he looked like a toddler when he was using it. You know what? Go watch one of his fights from later on. Watch.
Let me see if I can mirror the screen so Mike don't have to read those type of questions.
Claude Roche says Pequeno still got it. You can't knock him.
Who?
Pequeno?
No,
Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Pacquiao.
Yo, Mike, we're gonna read these shits ourselves, man. he said
Pacquiao.
He said Pequeno.
Pacquiao did. He. I mean, but he doesn't hit hard though. Pacquiao's still a lightweight fighter.
He's still he a little guy.
Yeah.
He can hit. I mean, he hit hard, but it's like it's like who you comparing it to.
Yeah.
Oh, the HDMI shit came out.
And I still believe sports is a young man's game. You
Of
once
course.
you get a
Yeah,
certain
of course.
age, you should be
Of
like,
course.
I'm done. Have a good day.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Just like everything else in life. So, so how do you feel about like a man calling another man petty? Cause I'll tell you how I feel about that shit.
Okay.
I feel like I can tell Mike you're petty, but if you call me petty, like that's like, dude, that's like some weakness shit. It's like, why would you tell like I'm petty? I mean, I would like to hear what the listeners have to say about that. I feel like I can tell you he's petty, so he might not go for that. But then, like, I feel like after the age of 15, you shouldn't call another man petty.
I don't think there's an age difference. Like, no, like I feel like if the shoe fits, you know, if you're being petty, bro, and you know that you're being petty, and then somebody calls you out on being petty, then bro, you're fucking petty. You know, that's it. You can't get mad at somebody for calling you out on some shit that you're fucking doing. Especially
once they say you fucked. I would just say, yo, that's fucked up. No,
that you can say that if you want to, but if somebody uses the word petty, then that's what they use.
It's like you're not being fair with me.
Are you?
Is that what that means?
No.
What does petty mean?
I mean, petty just means that you're nitpicking. You know, you're nitpicking at shit.
At you.
Just to nitpick.
Okay. Fair. I mean, I just don't think that shit is some racist to say. So, I guess we'll move on from that shit, man. Because
Alrighty then.
Alrighty. What do you think the meaning of life is, Mo?
Bro, I
don't know. No. Well,
I don't really know the meaning of life. You know, I mean, just live how you live. I don't have any.
That's dope.
Yeah, I don't really have any real.
I could dig that.
Poetic.
It don't got to be poetic. It's like what you think the meaning of life is. I think that, like I think the meaning of life is to give life meaning.
Okay.
Right. It goes around in a circle, just like life. But
the circle of life.
Hey, Hakuna Matata, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Is that what Hakuna Matata means?
I think so. I mean,
sounds good, right?
It do.
I would just roll off the tongue. Right. So, if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be?
Oh, that's easy. I would definitely change. Not world hunger. It's homelessness.
Poverty.
Homelessness. I think that's a big problem in this world. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even though, like, everybody comes from different paths to life, so you don't know what that person did to become homeless.
Right.
You know, you don't know whether it's, drugs or alcohol, or it could be something negative, it could be something positive, or not positive, but it could be something that was completely out of their control. But I think everybody deserves to at least have shelter. If I had to pick out of starvation and homelessness, I would pick homelessness all day.
Word?
Yeah, I would pick homelessness.
Like as something to change?
Yes, I would change homelessness before I change starvation.
I think that shit needs a little bit more thought, bro.
Nah.
Yo.
Mental health.
Yeah, that's what it is. Cause like, dude, if you could change world hunger, you rather give people shelter than food?
Yeah. Yup.
Damn, bro.
Absolutely.
I look at you different now.
Absolutely.
Where?
Yeah.
Shelter than food?
Shelter rather than food, bro.
Bro, I don't know about that, man.
I would much rather much rather have people have.
So what they
shelter.
gonna do for food?
Yo, listen, to figure it out. But
If they could, if you can figure that out.
I mean, okay. Look at it like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much is it average to rent a place without electricity, anything?
You talking about the world? You
No,
talking about America?
I'm just saying, just America. I'm just using this as an example.
Shit, depending on who you are, you can work that shit off.
Right, you could rent a place for like $700.
No, dude, you can rent a place for $200.
Okay,
if you work, yeah.
but $200. All right.
$100.
So what's easier to get? Like food or shelter?
It depends, bro. But I would
Like-
say no. Food is definitely. I think they're both easy to get. I think the majority, and this is a bold statement, but I think the majority of people that are homeless, they either want to be homeless, or they have a severe mental issue.
But you also got to think your mentality is the core of it.
That's what I just said. No.
Well, okay, I'm sorry about that.
I mean, if you have food, right? If you changed, world hunger and you everybody can find a place to get something to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what's gonna motivate that person to get a job? You know what I mean? Like
Themselves.
It's hard to
What motivates you to work?
I like money.
That's why you work? Because the money?
Yeah.
Nah,
I
bro.
like money. I like all right. So
It should you should be motivated with purpose. I mean, I'm not telling you. Well, I shouldn't say you should be motivated, but I'm motivated by purpose, right?
Okay.
Like myself, I'm motivated by purpose. Like if I feel like I'm fulfilling and I'm helping and of service, right?
Uh-huh.
That's why I put on a uniform, just to be of service, right? The money's just like a bonus because money's gonna come. And we had this conversation before. Like, yo, whatever you look at money at, it's gonna come. Like, money is a tool. So you can't look at it like, all right, this is why I work, this is why I do anything. Because that's just going to come, and you're going to spend it, or you're going to be scared to spend it, or you're going to save it and die with that bitch.
I think that when it comes to working, everyone expects a check. It always, to say that you're not, like you do work because of another purpose, there might be another purpose alongside with you getting paid. But at the end of the day, bro, everybody wants to get paid. Now, if you're an entrepreneur or something like that, then that's different. You know what I mean? But we all got bills to pay.
So why are you here? You're not getting paid. I'm not getting paid.
Right, but
right now.
Right, but this isn't my job either.
Right.
I like doing this.
Right. So when you do things you like, that's when money comes. So you can or don't have to like what you do, but that's what makes you leave to seek other employment or to seek other opportunities.
Yeah, but that's so you want to do a job that you want to do regardless. And then sometimes, you're not going to get paid to do some of those jobs. Like, for instance, if you're an entrepreneur, you're just getting started, then yeah, you're not going to get paid for that, but you also have something else on the table. It's not like you're just walking around with no job, just working for yourself but not getting paid. You feel me? So
You're bugging.
No, I'm not.
Dude, alright, so in life, right? So my biggest goal in life is to change the world, right?
Okay.
Now, how much money I make doing that shit, it means nothing to me. I don't give a fuck about money at all, right? It's a tool, but if I'm looking at it like, okay, oh man, this costs this, I'm gonna be tight, or I'm gonna get this job because it pays more, you die of stress. You know what I mean? It's because if it's just like you could be bought, basically. Not saying you per se, but people that think like, okay, money is the ultimate and whatever. Nah, it's just something that you use to kind of get around, I think. But I mean, you got a different perspective on that, and I respect that.
Nah, I think that I understand what you're saying, but in the same sense, bro, like we all have to get paid to make money.
It's incentive. You get
yeah,
incentivized.
you have to pay your bills, bro.
But
And
you're getting paid for your time. Most jobs, right? Most jobs that I would say that if you make under, I would say like $80,000 or maybe even $90,000, anybody could do that shit. It's just right place, right time, and you might have a little bit of studying that you did, and people like you around.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. But like, if you want to be rich or you want to be wealthy, you want to be anything above that, it takes a little bit more drive than that.
But you're also missing the other point. A job actually gives you purpose. Actually gives you a reason to do things for other people.
Well, Mike, I think that's your opinion, right? Because I definitely said you work to be of service, right? And you have if your purpose is service and if your purpose is to do whatever, yeah, a job can offer that to you, but what he's saying is he works for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's different. So
and money pays for shelter and food, and I don't doubt that. But the this, and that's probably in some people's first or second purpose, But I think the reason you go out to get that and to do that job is because you don't want to sit around the house doing nothing all day.
Well, I think that what we're all saying is the same thing. I just think that I'm not interpreting it the right way.
No, your principle.
So here's the thing, is that
tell me the thing.
You want to work. When you work in life, you want to do good work, right? So you want to do something that you love. All right? Mm-hmm. So you want to do something. Yo, Mike, you're crazy. Yo, Mike. Mike got excited just now.
Yeah,
boy.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You want to stand up and read the question?
No. It's just
It better be good.
People are just going. Elliot Herring is said it should be for more than just having money, and Claude is saying money ain't the motivation. Purpose in quality of life is.
Yeah. So let all right.
Thank you, Mike, for that breaking news.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and extend an olive branch. All right,
yeah,
because
ahead,
we all want to do good work in life. Mm-hmm. All right.
For sure.
So, in order to pay our bills and do the things that we want to do, we have to have a start somewhere. So you may take that job that you don't necessarily want, to get the job that you want to have. So if you're working a job at McDonald's, right? Let's just say that you're working a job at McDonald's.
Can't see it.
Oh, you don't have to be able to see it. This is just for this scenario.
Okay, yeah.
So you're working at McDonald's.
No,
Thank you very much.
Say he's working at McDonald's.
You're working at McDonald's, right?
Never. Go ahead.
But why wouldn't you want to work at McDonald's?
I would never do it.
Why?
Because I would not enjoy it.
Right. Okay.
I don't do anything I don't want to do.
All right. So even if that was the job to put the roof over your head, and
wouldn't be.
You wouldn't. Okay. So some people.
Just say you.
Some.
If you was working at McDonald's, yeah, you had to.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Myles. So if I'm working at McDonald's,
mm-hmm.
I know that I don't want to work at McDonald's, but I know that I have to pay my bills too. So that's not the end game. I know that that's not my end game. But for right now, I need something that's going to put food on the table. Okay. I need something that's going to put shelter over my head. I know that I don't want to do this the rest of my life.
Right.
So we all know that we need money to, we need money to go out and do things. And, we don't necessarily need it to survive, but we need it to
nothing.
You do need money to.
You don't need money, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need, you can bargain and barter everything till the death, and money is, like I said, it that just pays for your time. But everything else, you don't need, for quality of life, you don't need money. If you ever been to like South America or the Caribbean?
No,
like,
I don't have that type of money to do that.
It's not even. It don't cost a lot of money to do that.
But it does
But
cost money, right?
It don't. You can go for free.
You've gone for free?
I'll send you for free. Actually,
Did you go for free?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I've
been
yeah.
no. Actually, I've been places for free, but I've been there a lot. But I went to Haiti 3 years ago, right? And that's where my family's from. So in Haiti, and I went on with Google on like a trip to just try to help the youth understand business. And the quality of life was so much better, and that's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Like that, the happiness that you saw is not like us, like because we live in a capitalist society, which we love, or at least I love, but it's a little different because they're just thinking about what girl they're gonna go see, who's cooking the best food. It's the way wild different frame of mind. So. And they don't have money like that. It's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Well, and
they don't even have the opportunity to work at it.
But I mean, there's a lot of times like you'll say things like you don't need money to survive, and but like, bro, I challenge you to go without using money for a fucking week. You know, it's not gonna happen, bro. It's not.
I do this shit all the time.
Being around things that you paid for, right?
What are you talking about, bro?
I'm asking you. I'm not.
Nah, like most of the time, most of the things in the studio is bartering. Why do you think like it takes so long for me? Like I get something new, it's like, oh shit, I just traded this.
Bro, we spend money every day, bro. We spend money every day.
No, I'm not saying. Like I said, it's a tool.
Yeah,
you don't have
a tool, but you need it to basically go and get the things that you want to get.
So, all right. So, you never went camping, right?
I don't like to talk about camping.
All right. Just say we don't do that. No,
we
friend.
don't.
No, friend. But, look, if you go camping, right? Yeah, you buy your stuff to go in the site and everything, right?
Yeah.
You don't spend any money there. And then you come out so super refreshed. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
You spend money to initially get there.
To initially get there,
yeah.
You might spend. You spend a limited amount, right? And then you
still spend money.
Okay. I'm not saying that you don't use money to do things you want to do. I'm telling you don't need money to get where you want to go. Like that's not the principal cause of everything in life. Like that's not why you should live your life. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
And there's some people on here saying, well, you really don't need money because you can barter for things you actually truly need.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said every single thing in here is bartered. Like we down to one camera, right? How many cameras when you came in? We had 6 of them motherfuckers, right? That's what I'm saying. So it's like I enjoy that.
You can definitely barter. It's just like the reason why I work is because I got some bills to pay, man, and I'm not trying to. I can't barter with my landlord, bro.
Nah, you can't. You bugging.
I can't barter. I'm not gonna be.
Can.
This thing. Wait, what was the name of that movie where they were?
Female.
Whoa, Mike, you can't say things like that, Mike.
Married.
Come on, Mike.
She's married. If she's watching this, I'm sorry. I did not say that.
Yeah, that was Michael.
That was Mike.
Yeah, Mikey B. So yeah, Mike is wild. So nah, you can't barter. Like you can barter everything. Like it's like
it sounds like a porn. Like, is there any other way that I can pay my rent?
Wow.
Oh my
Get
god.
your minds out of the gutter.
You're the one that started it.
Word. So I'm reading this book right now, right? It's just called Cry Like a Man. And it's crazy. Like the life that this dude had, just growing up in Detroit, and like my buddy told me to read it like 2 years ago. And like I never paid attention to it, but like I'm reading it now, and it's like to find out like this kid's brother died, and then his mom was getting mad at him for coming in late. Mm-hmm. And he didn't realize her trauma from his brother dying, and he's taking it like she's taking advantage of him, like 'cause she needs to get over it. And then like his best friend gets shot, and like the most promising girl in his school gets shot, and it got to a point when he became an adult, and he would try to have conversations with his wife, and because he would let things fester, his tone just made her so scared of him, and he never knew that like his tone was different or it was a way until like they went to like this intense therapy session.
Yeah.
And she talked about how she felt like she was in a cage. So like the psychologist put her in a cage, and he was like, "Who is that?" Like, because this is how she feels, right? And then like ever since then, like his whole life purpose changed to basically, help young boys like learn how to like get rid of that toxicity. To where it's like, okay, you gain stuff from crying, because like as men, especially black men, like we like it's very hard to catch, one of us crying in public. Rather, and this, who this dude is?
Yeah.
Remember when the kid couldn't break the board?
Mm-hmm.
I think his name is Charles Wilson or something like that. Like the kid couldn't break the board, and it was like he was like teaching him taekwondo, and then the kid was like he just couldn't get through it, and then he just like started crying, and like he embraced him. He was like, "Yo, it's okay." Then dude broke the board, and he was like, "Yeah, like not only is it water, it's like it's actually a relief." And then when you hold so much tears in, like that's the type of stuff that like you'll get like true health problems because of that. It was definitely an interesting book.
So yeah, if Myles starts crying in public, watch out, because he's
I be crying
he
now.
about to hurt you.
Nah, that's not true, man. And it's so funny that you be saying shit like that, because I think I'm one of the easiest people to get along with.
Yeah, no,
I think the
agree
person
with
that probably has the hardest time with me is my wife. But everyone else, it's like just because like I wake her up with an idea.
Yeah,
she'll get mad. But yeah, man. So yeah,
what's up?
Mike's dying to say something. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, what you got, Mike?
Well, kind of follow along that same, kind of premise. If you can only have 5 things at all times, what would you barter to get the 5 things you truly wanted?
Hold on. What premise is this? This is the premise before the last topic I just said? Is that what
Oh,
you're
he's
saying?
bringing it back, yeah.
Oh, you're bringing it back. Okay, now I was confused. So say it again?
So if you had like...
You want to sit down and say it?
No, if you had, right,
Mm-hmm.
you can only have 5 things continuously throughout your whole life, and what would you barter to get the 5 things you truly wanted?
Yo, that's a hard question.
No, it's not.
That's a hard question, bro.
Mike, I would have immortality, freaking money.
No.
Like 5 things. Like, what are you saying?
It's stuff that you truly wanted that you can have. Immortality, you really can have.
What are you talking about?
Technically, if you want it.
Yeah. So, like, what would you have? I would have...
Teleportation.
Yeah.
I want to be able to fly.
Come on, man. That wasn't a well, that wasn't a well thought out question.
If you need the things that you need in our
the month of August.
Everybody's necessities are going to be different.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I would have...
Yeah, they would be different, though.
So, all right, Mike, let me ask the question
to you.
Like, yeah, like...
You answer the question.
No, just like a regular type of question that wouldn't have everybody guessing. If you found a lamp, right, and you rubbed it, and the genie came out and gave you 3 wishes, what would your wishes be?
More wishes.
Yeah. More wishes.
You can't ask for more wishes.
I would ask for immortality. I would. I would be a vampire. I would want to be a fucking...
and you would.
I would want to be in Interview with the Vampire. Like, that's also one of the greatest books you could ever read.
No, now you would have to be real specific. Now, would it be, the actor who played that?
No,
that
dude,
role?
I'm not gonna.
Or
I never.
Would you want to do?
You want to be?
vampire?
You want to be Tom Cruise?
Mike, I would never want to be another man, son.
That's what you said. You said you would want to be the guy from the Interview
I would
with the
say
Vampire.
no, just kind of like the storyline. And if I said
what you
that was
said.
a mistake.
Well, because genies want, say, hey, they do what you say. They never actually do what you mean.
Mike, you know genies are fake.
No.
No? Oh, all right.
There's a show called I Dream of Genie.
Okay. There's a show, right? Somebody wrote that. Okay. So Mike.
Listen, if you guys want to see more of Mike too, please hit the number 1. If you don't want to see him, hit number 2. But I know you guys are all gonna start hitting your one
because we got 10 minutes left, and just super chat. Mike gonna come up and he's gonna ask the questions that he sees the most fit to ask, and we'll answer them. So I'll pull up. Should I pull up a stool, Mike, or you want to stand, or you can sit in my seat? No, you good? You just want to ask it from the sidelines? Okay, we got a question. Go ahead. One.
She wants to see more of them. She wants to see more Mike.
Go ahead. So, Mike, ask the question.
Well, just your one, just your girlfriend.
You want me to ask the questions?
Yeah.
To you? So you sit here. You take my job. I'll take your job.
Take your job.
Go ahead.
I can't take your
Go,
job.
go.
Big Mike. Big Mike. What's good, Mike?
Well, there's a lot of things good,
All right.
It depends on your perspective.
All right. So what's going on? What's going on in Mike's world?
Well, there's actually a lot of things going on behind the scenes, I don't know if you know, but, I just got my bachelor's in hotel and restaurant management.
It's okay, Mike.
Okay. There we go.
So, and I graduated cum laude, so I thought that, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not the top, it's not, but it's among the top 3, so, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I just got actually, and I wanted to tell you guys tonight because I just found out that I got accepted to go on to my bachelor's. I'm going to get a bachelor's in human resources.
Oh, really?
Hell, I've been doing it all my life. Might as well get a degree in it,
Yeah, absolutely.
Just have that piece of paper so I can, do
You can
actually.
have it. You can just have it.
Well.
So, Mike, Claude Roche has a question for you, and it's, do you believe in aliens? I got the question. I'm reading them.
Do I believe in what?
Aliens.
I believe there is a such thing as aliens. Yes.
Okay.
I honestly believe that there's species or different kind out there that either we don't know how to interact with yet, or we haven't seen yet, or we're not intelligent enough for them to reach out to us.
That is a good one. So we're too dumb.
I mean, what do you think?
I think that there is life outside of Earth. So yes, I believe that there are what we call aliens, because we can't just be the only ones.
Right.
Now, do you think they're more? Do you think they look like us, or do you think they're more like rocks that are already here on Earth and we just don't know how to talk to them?
No, I think that I don't know what they look like.
Right. Neither do
I have no idea. I couldn't even guess what they look like because they say that they might be, green with big eyes and a big dome head. Like, I don't know what they look like. They can look like you and me for all we know.
I agree. Justin wants to know, do you still have the Stranger Danger sticker in your phone?
Actually, I never had the Stranger Danger sticker. I found it on the internet.
Nope, he never had it. Never had
He found
it.
it on the internet, and he wants. That could be true, but that wasn't the question. He wants to know if you still have it in your phone.
He never had it in his phone.
No, it was on a Google page, and I
He
looked
looked
up.
on the internet.
And you didn't have
I don't have it anymore. No.
Okay.
Then
he asks, "What do you do when you interact with strangers?"
Well, the funny part is, after we actually had that segment, a friend of mine decided, to go over to his friend's house, and, we hanged out for there. It was on Saturday night. And we were just about leaving his house when we heard a party going on a block over. And my roommate, Tony Rogers, decided
That's your roommate?
his name is Tony Rogers.
He knows.
Yeah, I know Tony.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Comedian.
Yeah, it's a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He decided. He goes, you know what? That party sounds awesome. We gotta walk over there, and see if we can, crash it like Wedding Crashers. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, absolutely.
He's about 6'8".
Yeah.
Nobody could have known.
So we walked over, and it was wonky because these girls were in this car leaving the party, going to get more beer, and they're like, "Oh yeah, just go in and tell them I said I said you can go in." Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound credible at all.
So, Mike, you have a fan. Brooks says to me that stranger danger is real, so I should trust you with your original theory from the previous show.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she's right, I guess.
Yeah.
She's agreeing with you. 'Cause I don't
So,
believe it.
anyways, we go into we're going into we're walking up, going into that party, and there's people out, and we walk inside, right? And the guys are like, "Hey, hey, what's going on? I was, who are you?" Tony goes, "Oh, I'm Tony Rogers. I'm a pretty famous comedian. Maybe you've heard of me. And this is my friend Mike. He was a retired veteran, and we just heard the party, and we wanted to figure out, see how you guys were having so much fun, right?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, here." And they handed Tony a blunt, and he took a puff off it, and they were like giving us, Jello shots, and they're like, yeah, we invited us into the party. It's like, okay, so if I come to find out, right, it's a high school graduation. So I'm sitting here like, there was all the parents were there, right? Drinking these Jello shots and having a grand old time, and I'm sitting here and it's a high school graduation that we crashed. So I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to this one guy, and he's a former infantryman, right? His son is going into the Marines, and he was, asking me, what should I expect? And I was like, well, I haven't been in basic in over 20 years, so it probably changed, but, I can tell you what happened when I was there, And then I walk around the back of that house, and there's this huge slide, a blow-up slide. It's like 2 stories.
Did you jump on it?
No, but they were...
But you wanted to.
I wanted to. You know why?
Why?
All the teenagers were flying down it into this pool of Jello.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, well, come on, it sounds kind of cool, But it was like 9:00 at night, so I'm like, no, it was a little cold. Wow, that this happened like 2 weekends ago, so it wasn't as hot as today,
Yeah.
So I'm like, but they were having a great old time,
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here. And it was like, I couldn't understand why they just accepted all of us, and they didn't know us from Adam.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, let me choose a subject. I'm going to ask a controversial question right now. One that's going to have both you and Mo, at odds.
Oh, I like
Okay.
that. I like that.
What's your... No, it's
At odds.
at odds. Yeah. No, just put the headphones on. Just look. You don't have to lean up. Just put one headphone over your hand. I'm right here. So, what's your best meal you can cook that no matter what Mo cooks, yours is better? Yours would be better. So the question was, what's the best meal Mike can make that Mo would have to be impressed with? And the same question for you.
Yeah, that
Mo.
sounds like a Brookie cookie question, bro.
No, that was my question.
Oh, it's yours?
Yeah.
That sounds like we
Mom.
had a conversation about this.
Oh, yeah? I'm sorry.
Yeah. She said, she is funny. She said, I have a big ego about cooking too.
Well, you know.
Yeah, you're a chef.
Yeah, and I've been tinkering with this one recipe for a long time now. It's a turkey chili. And it has this kind of Southwest vibe to it. So I've been tinkering with this for probably about 10 years now.
10 years?
Yeah.
God damn. 10 years?
Yeah, so
You need to bring that shit next time, Mike.
I kind of
Keep
get
us
the
running.
Southwest feel to it, where, I put in the the turkey, turkey beef, and I put what I do is I get corn on the cob, and I actually grill it on the open burner and kind of get that flame broiled on and to kind of like toast the corn, and then we get the chicken stock, and we do the tomato paste. We put the chili powder, the cumin. I put fresh garlic in, and then crushed red pepper, some I do actually fresh tomatoes, right? And I do the same thing. I do a little bit of a fire roasting. I burn like the peel and kind of roast the tomato itself, and then cut it up and put it in there. And usually I do about 2 of those tomatoes and put it in there, and then my secret weapon, well, one of them anyways, is I crush up tortilla chips. I crush them up into really, like
Really fine.
very fine. I crush them up in my hand, and I actually put them in the sauce with some green, scallions, and I just let that simmer for like a half hour or into an hour and so, and when it comes out, you're sitting there and you get that Southwest kind of feel. You get that smoky.
Like Elliot said, what is turkey beef?
Turkey beef?
Yeah.
Well, it's really ground turkey.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Ground turkey.
Yeah,
Ground
and
turkey, yeah.
Mo's about to have a real egotistical answer because to him that feels like a high school recipe. He's gonna tell you about holy cow now. What he says.
No, I'm not.
All right.
So what would be yours?
I actually don't have one.
Oh.
I actually don't have one because, like, I literally, when I get in the kitchen, I don't go based off of recipe. That's how I learned. I would know the base of something. So let's say that I put something like salmon in, right? And just based off of seasonings that I have, because I have cabinets of seasonings, I'll go in the cabinet and whatever I'm feeling that day, like that's what I'm gonna put in there. So for instance, like I'm gonna give you like something like what I'll normally put on like salmon, right? So I'll get salmon, I'll use a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan, right? Just so that it's not sliding all over the place. And then I'll put lemon and lime juice over it, right? And then I have a little bit of lemon pepper, because I don't want to put a lot on there. Put a little bit of lemon pepper and then regular pepper over it. And then sometimes, depending on how I feel that day, I may put garlic over it. But I also have a lime seasoning that I will sometimes put over it. So you would think that that's a lot of lemon and lime, because I'm putting lime juice on the bottom too. But the heat rises. So I feel like whenever you put something like salmon in, it's gonna the heat is gonna rise, and it's gonna cook through the bottom of that salmon. And so even though you're not putting that lemon and lime juice on it, you're putting it around it, and you have the lemon pepper and the lime seasoning that's going to, it adds to that flavor. So something like that, it's like I don't have necessarily like a recipe for a lot of things. I do everything based off of sight and off of how I think it might taste. And I've fucked some shit up before. I've made some things that were not so good, but for the most part, I'm pretty spot on.
I would actually add a little bit of orange peel to that, and it'll elevate that citrusy taste to it. Just
Where do you put the orange peel at though? Do you put it like on the salmon, or do you put it?
yeah.
Oh, okay, and you don't eat the orange peel.
Huh?
You don't eat the orange peel. You just.
No. You actually take a microplane and you take it off and you can eat the orange peel with the.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Never thought about that.
And also, did you realize that you really don't? Salmon is one of the few fishes that you can actually cook in citrus acid. You don't have to have heat to cook it.
Oh.
So
how would you cook it if you didn't have heat?
No, it cooks in its citrus acid.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
you just put citrus acid over it, and you set it in the fridge for an hour or so, and poof, it's done.
Oh, okay. So Myles, what about you?
Rice. I cook the hell out of some rice. Patient. I could hook a steak up too, but very basic steak.
Okay.
You know.
Do you marinate it, or do you just?
Nah, I'll put. My wife actually, she showed me about the what's it called, Worcestershire sauce.
Oh yeah, I can't say it either. I can't never say it neither.
Yeah, so that's good. But hey guys, so before we close it out, we want to thank Mike. But if you have any final questions right now for anyone in the on the show, let us know, because before we have our dance off. So, any final questions, anyone? And especially if you want to see more Mike, he's here. He's here.
More Mike.
Over there. So, if any final questions before we cut it off? And that's it. Oh, I think Brooke just had a question. And no, she said orange zest. She said Mo, pay attention, Tigger. Now, she didn't say that. I said that. So. Let me just display my shirt. Of course, this is my man.
Love it.
Unapologetically black. We all know who this is. Well, some of you don't know who it is, but this is the top economist in my view. And I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I'm not. Nah, I'm definitely not. But look it up. But before we finish the show off, this is the time to like, love, and subscribe. See ya every Wednesday. And we have a very special guest next week. The fellows from Fifth Place Albany. They'll be stopping through next week. And that's why we have the camera set up this way. Appreciate you guys for all coming through. About to put the end screen on for about 20 seconds, because that's how we build our cards on YouTube. Any suggestions, playmyselfshow.com. The widget for the cup of coffee did not come on today because I'm a last minute guy and we all work today. But any comments, questions, gripes, concerns, please leave them. We appreciate y'all. The sound guy is out of the shot, but we boom mic this one, which is another interesting thing that we did to not go with the microphones, and that's just in preparation for next week. And we're down on one camera, even though I did purchase. We do have a couple more cameras here. Just it's not set up. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Got out.
All right, Mike. You gotta dance. Wait. Why isn't the music loud though?
And he gonna put it up, but we gotta put that on because that's how that shit goes. Yeah.
For 20 seconds.
Yeah. Because what happens is YouTube is so crazy. You know, like on YouTube, how you see people have that and it's just like a screen that shit. Yeah, you gotta add this in there. You gotta let it play. Yeah. That's one of the things.
For 20 seconds? It's been longer than 20 seconds. Oh, yeah.
I'm Myles. Yo, I'm Myles.
I'm Myles.
No, I'm Myles.
I'm Myles.
I'm Myles.
I'm Myles.
Thomas Sowell.
always goes like, yeah. No, it was fun.
Said that shit, but it was like that was so loud. Andrews is good.
Who?
You know?
Oh, sorry, Andrews.
Justin? Yeah, my brother printed that.
What? Ambition?
No, what then was printed?
I meant to ask you yesterday. I was gonna ask you a question.
Me?
I was gonna ask you. I meant to ask you a question.
Hope we got all
So you said that you wanted to write a